Hello, I'm Geraldine, and this workshop this afternoon I'm going to talk about how you unblock yourself before you get into character, before you act, and before you actually have the show on. And I use this exercise called Body, Mind and Spirit. And it's very helpful. I've learned it from Agape Encounter. It's a way to, before we act, if we're still carrying emotions of anger, annoyance, frustration, those same emotions or those same things may not be shared by our character that we're going on stage with. And if our minds and our emotions are still back there at home or at work, we won't be true to our character. So I use these exercises to help unblock me. First, I write down all my automatic thoughts and my emotions. I get it all out on paper. That is one way you could do it. There's a few different ways. You get it all out. And then I write down the rationale, meaning what is another perspective. So I write down all my emotions, all my thoughts. So say if it's emotions like anger, annoyance, or the thoughts are, oh, that person rejected me or hated me or was annoyed with me, and oh, no one likes me. So I write all those down. And then I find, why not I write a new perspective? Maybe it's God's perspective, and I allow God to show me through writing a new perspective. So I might write down, well, how is it really true that they were rejecting me? Maybe they had to go to the bathroom, that's why they walked out the room. Or maybe they they couldn't give me a lift home because they were very busy. So I'd write those things. Or maybe that person really likes me, but I was giving them a funny look. Because sometimes when we're stressed, our faces are down and we look stressed, and that actually might make someone else look stressed towards us. We may not know that sometimes we can trigger other people's annoyances when we're not happy ourselves. So it's good to journal down. The other method you can use is, if you don't like writing so much, is you could try drawing. So when I'm sometimes very angry, I'll just get a piece of paper and I'll just draw it all out, and it's amazing how the emotions come out as I'm drawing, and I use colors, black, red, yellow, and I feel better after drawing. So some people, it really works with them drawing. It could be anger, it could be and then what I do after I draw and get all the emotions out, whether it be anger or sadness or something, sometimes I'm not even sure what the emotion is, and but then I then pray, and also I pray for a new perspective, and I start to draw another picture. So there was a stage in my life where I was in a relationship that was not going anywhere and was causing a lot of angst, but there was a part of me that said, oh, I really want to be a very good friend of this. So I tried very hard, but I had them as a member of my group. But sometimes, which was a very difficult thing to do, there was a situation where someone said you might have to ask them to have a break from your group, and I thought, I can't do that. That would upset them or hurt them, and I don't want to abandon anyone. So I drew a picture first of, what if I keep them in this group? What would happen? So I drew a picture, and I saw that I drew 2 pictures. Then I drew another picture. What would happen if I asked them to have a break from the group? What would happen? So I drew 2 pictures. And the first picture I drew, amazingly, was a turtle, a tortoise, and the second picture I drew was a sports car. And suddenly it dawned on me as I was praying and thinking about it, that the tortoise represented that I wouldn't grow, the group wouldn't grow, if this person stayed in the group for the time being. And then the sports car represented that everything would move much faster, because what would happen with this person in the group for the time being was everything was slowed down. We're all focused on that person's problem. So sometimes in life, you got to put a boundary and a safeguard, and so I had to ask the person to leave for a certain time. So that is another way of expressing your stress. The third one is this meditation, which I would like to talk about. It's a meditation of your body, mind and spirit. So you close your eyes, take a deep breath in and try and get in touch with what your mind is like. And for some people, when they have this meditation, they get a picture of their mind, and it might be that they see stress, or they see so they might be a visual person. For me, when I was getting a feeling of my mind, I got this heaviness. So it could be a feeling, a picture, a thought. So what I do is I say, Holy Spirit, what is my mind like? So for some people, their mind might be heavy. For some people, their mind might be light. For some, their mind might be nothing wrong. But what you do, then you say, you invite the Holy Spirit to come into your mind. And then I would go to 3 different areas. Then I would invite the Holy Spirit to show me what my heart is like. For some people, their heart might be heavy. For some people, their heart might feel like there's daggers in there. For some, they might see a color. So we all get messages about where we're at. But it's good to know where you're at, to allow the Holy Spirit's breath of His Spirit to come into our heart and refresh us, renew us, and relax us. And then you can invite the Holy Spirit to show you what your body is like. So some people, they got stress in their limbs, or headache, or whatever. And so you get in touch with what aches or pains of your body, or you might feel your body's totally relaxed. But if there's any stress areas, you say, Holy Spirit, come into the body, come blow the breath of the Spirit, and then notice if there's any change. If there's no change, it's okay. But if there's a change, it could be a sense of refreshment, renewal, or a new perspective to see what your body is like. And then you might also then think of what your spirit is like. For some of us, our spirit might be heavy, or feeling a darkness over it. For some, our spirit's mediocre, and also for some of us, our spirit might feel in darkness. So what we do is we then, if it's really strong, we might say, what's the number? How strong is this heaviness? So it might be 1 to 10. Okay, 10 being really heavy and 1 being not heavy. So then what I do is I do invite the Holy Spirit into that heaviness, and it's amazing, And then as you're praying to be de-stressed, you might invite the Holy Spirit to come into that stress in your mind, and ask the Holy Spirit to come to de-stress you in your heart. So for one person, I remember we prayed and did this exercise, and someone, when they said, what's your heart like? They felt like, suddenly they felt, oh, this is pain. This person hurt me like 3 years ago because they betrayed me, and they feel like stabs, and like they visualize, and they suddenly saw this knife in there. So they said, okay, God, I forgive them. And suddenly that sort of knife came out, and then they felt so much better. They felt forgiven, they felt relieved, and they felt refreshed, and there was such a lightness. And amazingly, they were able to act much better once they were able to. So, and then the other thing is to think about so we've gone to the body, gone to the mind, we've gone to the spirit, and we've gone into the emotions. So then what we'll do is we then breathe in the Holy Spirit. So breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe out, sort of like a hissing sound, and then breathe out all the stress. And so you can go through the body and tighten each muscle from your feet to your head. And you go through each muscle group, tighten it, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you shake off the stress, and then take a deep breath. So what you do is go from your feet, you tense the feet, and then you tighten it for 10 seconds, and then you breathe into the feet. Then you tighten your legs for about 10 minutes, and then you relax your legs for 10 minutes. So you go every part of the body. And I'll say a little more prayer to invite the Holy Spirit. So we ask the Holy Spirit now to come to you, to blow if there's anything that the Holy Spirit has brought up, which is a picture, thought and feeling. If there's any negative thought pattern attached to that feeling, like I'm no good, I won't act well, or the people are going to laugh at me, or we ask the Holy Spirit now to show you His truth, not all these negative thoughts. Pluck them out, and allow God to show you a new view. So the thoughts might be, hey, you're going to be a good actress. Hey, you're going to do your best. Hey, you're going to reach someone in the crowd there. Hey, you're beautiful and you're a daughter of God, much love. Hey, your life is precious and how you stand is the best person and you're going to do your best. So don't hold on to those negative thoughts. Let it go and let God show you. Close your eyes, receive. Especially you are a daughter and son or son of God. So God bless and wish you all the best.